Welcome people of YouTube, Jack Gash here again today. Thank you for joining me and thank you for clicking on this video. How to know if somebody's good for you. This stands for relationships, this stands for friendships, this stands for family. How do we know if somebody's good for us? Send that question out, because in life, if you don't review your friendships, if you don't review your relationships, it can get you into sticky situations. It can get you into places that you don't want to be. It can get you hurt because you're not doing what's best for you. You're doing what's best for everybody else, or what you think you should be doing. So, reviewing relationships, reviewing friendships is a good and natural process to actually managing your life. So let's go ahead and look at a few things that I think personally will let you know if somebody's good for you. So the biggest, most important, not important, but the biggest, most obvious, and I'd say, is can you share good news with this person? And now I found this along my early journey, that there were certain people that I could share great news with and they supported it and they were like, oh yeah, nice one, man. And they take the win as their own. Now, some people in life you share good news with, and they take the win as yours and not theirs. And that's the focus point. Well, they're doing well, but I'm not. And there's that kind of resistance there that you sense, and it doesn't feel nice to have somebody who you class as close to you oppose some great news. Now, this is a telltale sign of somebody who's probably not that great for you. So, if you've got somebody like that in your life, you want to review if it's actually valuable to have that friendship or relationship around you. Because sometimes cutting off these bad relationships is really, really healthy and gives you a lot of breathing space. It gives you a whole new, vast open playing field to allow somebody else into your life, a whole new gang of friends. So, how else do we know that somebody's good for us? If they support you, opposite to what I've just said, but I'm going to further that point. So, having people that support you. Do they support what you want to do in life and what you want to choose in life? Do you know what kind of career do you want to take? What kind of direction do you want to go in? Somebody who supports that supports you. It's not about if they support you, if you make a certain decision. If you live a certain way, they support you, because that's supporting you with a condition. Now, supporting with a condition is for somebody's own selfish benefit. Supporting with no condition, no matter what you choose to do, is for your benefit because they're trying to egg you on in whatever you want to do. So, supporting with condition, supporting without condition is the better one, because it doesn't matter what you do, they're still going to support you even if you fail. So even if your idea falls flat on its face and it all goes wrong, you're still going to have that person to support you. That's a good friend. That's a good person to have around. Another way of knowing if somebody's good for you. If they accept you for who you are. Now, many people have so many friends, and I see it myself, because you'll bump into somebody and you'll think, you're not usually like that, but now you're acting different since you started hanging around with them people. Or, for a prime example, another one is, you'll know this because some people get into relationships and they completely change who they are. Now, obviously, getting into relationships, you both make kind of sacrifices and slight changes along the way to kind of bond together, which is good. But if somebody completely changes themselves to be with somebody else, it's usually because the person they're with doesn't accept who they are. Now, that's important. It's important to be around people who accept who you are, because that's a safe place for you to be. If you aren't accepted of who you are being, well, what are you meant to do? You're meant to be trying to be somebody else? Are you meant to be fake? Are you meant to pretend? That's not healthy. That is not a good place to be. You can't be honest with your own opinions. You can't be open-minded. You can't talk without thinking. You can't talk freely. So look at your friendships. Look at your relationships. Ask yourself, what is good? What is good for you? What is good for your future? What is good for your future self? Where are you trying to get to? Where are you trying to be? Are these people a hindrance, or are they supporting and helping you? And these are just a few good points to try and help you along your way with choosing what's beneficial to you and your friendships. Because sometimes you might not be good for somebody else because you might not see eye to eye anymore. So another good point I want to review is looking at what bonds you as friends or as a partner, because I see this in relationships too. This stands for everything, you know, this stands for friendships and relationships all the way through. What bonds you together? Because what I find is, and what I found with my early journey is, sometimes it's a substance, it's an intoxication. You have drinking friends, you have smoking friends, you have drug taking friends. What is holding you together? Because if it is a substance, then it's a false sense of friendship, is it not? Because take that away, would you still be friends? Now that's a good point. Take that away, would you still be together and loving each other if you didn't have that common ground of being intoxicated together? Because sometimes if you're in a relationship that's gone through its honeymoon phase, it's gone into its rolling, it's in a relationship, you're choosing to get intoxicated together to distract yourself from the fact that this isn't probably a good relationship. And that can happen, because if two of yous are doing it, then it's not as bad. You know, two is better than one. You can't go getting smashed on your own, that'd look weird. So you get a partner kind of going through getting smashed up together and stuff, you know, it looks better. You don't feel as bad because you've got a guilty association. So just looking at your relationships, just looking at your partnerships in this way. Now, one thing I'm going to say is that it's nice to find, and it's, I guess, what people want to look for, or what, you know, you should kind of decide is that if your relationship's just built off physical attraction, now that's a good point that I'd like to make in this, because some relationships are solely built off physical attraction. Now, the one thing that people kind of find hard to accept is that your physical appearance changes, especially when you get older. You know, everybody ages, everybody's dying. So if you're solely based on physical attraction, then that's in flux. Then the attraction changes. The attraction isn't that strong of a bond. You've got to ask yourself what creates the bond between you. Is it strong enough to hold you together? Does it make you want to stay there? Now, there's a difference between wanting and needing. See, if you need to stay there, then that can be quite unhealthy too, because needing doesn't often mean wanting. So wanting to be around somebody and wanting to be with someone is so healthy. It's so nice because you actually want to be there with them. There's a place in you that feels good about them being around. Needing to be there, it's like, oh God, I've got to be around here because I've got a child with them, or I've got commitments here. So, you know, weigh up your balances, weigh up what's healthy for you. Finding somebody that is intelligently attracted to you, who likes you for the way you think, who likes you for the things that you do, who likes you for your mindset, who likes you for who you are as an individual, the quirks that you have. That's somebody who's healthy for you. Somebody who's supportive in decisions that you make. Somebody who's supportive in the way you see the world. You know, having somebody who you can talk with openly about life, about yourself, that's important. Somebody who you can actually communicate with properly and have a really strong bond with. That's nice, that's strong, that's good. You want to look after them relationships. You want to look after them friendships that you can do that with, because they're quite a rare thing now. You know, we have so much technology and so much socialising, but somebody who you can just meet up with and sit down and have a nice old chat about with no kind of intoxication, that is a good bond. That is a good friendship. That is a good relationship. There's no form of distraction, watching telly, watching phones. You are engaging with another person. That other person, if they're engaging with you, you know, it's a nice thing. So I just wanted to make a video about relationships and friendships, you know, because I think it's important in today's world, because we waste a lot of our lives and this time with people that aren't that great for us, that aren't that positive to us, that aren't creating, that, you know, they no longer serve us. There's no purpose there anymore. Not that we should have people serving us, but the relationship no longer serves you. It's not bringing any value to you. Don't waste your time with that. Life's too short to be wasted with people that aren't good for you, that are detriment to you, that aren't supportive of you, that make you question who you are, make you question you as an individual. You know, somebody who's good for you supports who you are and can help you navigate through pain and suffering, can help you navigate through life, can help you, you know, find yourself. That's somebody who's good for you. Somebody who you feel comfortable with. That's a positive thing. So just look after those decent relationships that you have in your life, because sometimes we neglect the good relationships and worship the bad. So look to those around you who really create a nice feeling in you. Look to them relationships that you really should pay more time and attention to appreciate. Look at your family. Your family are always there for you, you know. Don't let moments slip you by wasting time with the wrong people. That's all I've got to say. As I always say on this channel, peace and love to anybody watching this. Make sure you're taking it easy. Keep firing a few questions for me. I've got a couple of videos that I've been requested to make by a few people. I am going to make another Dread Report video I haven't done for a while. But yeah, stay tuned, man. I really appreciate you guys who are watching this. And if you've made it this far, you're an absolute legend. And I hope your life is going well. Yeah, man.